The haunted doll. When I was a child, my grandmother gave me an old-fashioned porcelain doll. It had curly hair and wore a pretty dress. Despite being a boy, I found the doll fascinating and named her Emily. My grandmother told me that Emily had been passed down through generations in our family. It was meant to be a keepsake, a symbol of love and continuity. As a young boy, I was intrigued by Emily. I would often look at her, brush her hair, and imagine the stories she could tell. She had the kindest face, with blue eyes that seemed to sparkle in the light. I never felt alone with Emily around. But things started to change when I was about 8 years old. One night, I woke up to the sound of soft humming. At first, I thought it was my mother singing a lullaby. But then I realized the sound was coming from the corner of my room where Emily sat on a small wooden chair. The doll's eyes seemed to be looking straight at me. I was terrified, but I couldn't look away. Her eyes, which once felt comforting, now seemed to follow me wherever I moved. The next morning, I told my parents about the humming. They brushed it off as a bad dream, saying it was just my imagination running wild. I wanted to believe them, but deep down, I knew something was wrong. However, the humming continued every night. Sometimes, I would wake up to find Emily in different positions, even though I was sure I hadn't touched her. She would be sitting on my desk, lying on my bed, or facing the window as if she were looking out. One night, I decided to prove to my parents that I wasn't making it up. I took my dad's old tape recorder, hid it under my pillow, and pressed record before going to sleep. That night, the humming was louder than ever. I even heard soft whispers, almost like someone was talking to the doll. It was as if Emily had come to life and was sharing secrets with an invisible friend. In the morning, I played the tape back for my parents. They heard the humming and whispers too, and their faces turned pale. My dad decided it was time to investigate. He took the doll to an antique expert who specialized in paranormal activities. The expert examined Emily closely. He held her gently, turning her over and inspecting every inch. After a long silence, he looked up and told us that the doll was haunted by the spirit of a little girl who had died tragically many years ago. The spirit was lonely and wanted company, which is why the doll seemed to move and hum. The expert explained that spirits often attach themselves to objects they feel connected to, and in this case, it was Emily. My parents decided we needed to get rid of the doll. They contacted a priest who was known for dealing with such matters. The priest came to our house and performed a ritual to release the spirit. He chanted prayers and sprinkled holy water on Emily. After the ritual, the priest buried the doll in a sacred place, ensuring the spirit would be at peace and could no longer haunt anyone. From that day on, we never heard the humming again. Our home felt lighter, and I could finally sleep without fear. However, the experience left a lasting impact on me. To this day, I still get chills thinking about those nights. I never kept another doll, and every time I see one, I remember the haunted doll named Emily and the nights filled with eerie humming. Even now, as an adult, I can't help but wonder what would have happened if we hadn't taken action. The memory of Emily serves as a reminder that sometimes, the things we love can hold secrets beyond our understanding.